My name is Matty, I'm 28 years old, and in December of 2024, I quit my job to pursue entrepreneurship, modeling, content creation, being free from the matrix full time. And I just wanted to update you guys as to how it was going about 4 months in. So at the time of recording of this video, it is end of March, coming up to the beginning of April. So how have things been going? Well, it's been going. It's not necessarily been the easiest journey. I'm gonna split this video up into a few different parts. Firstly, I just want to talk about how I feel a lot more complete doing what I'm doing now. I don't feel burnt out. I'm busy and I work really hard, and I'm still stressing a little bit, but more because I really care about what I'm doing and I love what I'm doing. And I wake up every morning, or most mornings, apart from this morning, I woke up, I was just really tired, but in general, I get up in the morning, I go downstairs, I have my cold shower, and I'm ready to hit the day. And I'm probably working more days and probably more hours spread over the day than I was when I was a full-time physio, working, 9 to 5, 8 to 4. So the first thing I want to address is that things aren't always greener on the other side in terms of, money, in terms of, I knew that this entrepreneurship stuff would be hard. I knew that it wasn't going to be, start entrepreneurship and start making money straight away. But what I will start off with is the stuff that hasn't been going well, and then I'll end on a positive note talking about the stuff that has been going well. So for most of you who have followed the channel for a while, and a lot of you have been commenting anyway, like you should become a model. Fun fact, I am already a model. I'm signed to Wilhelmina in London. Wilhelmina is one of the biggest modelling agencies in the world, and I'm signed to a branch in London, which is cool. And I booked one editorial job and one high-end luxury Scottish brand commercial e-commerce job. That's all I've had so far. There was a few that I nearly got. I got option for. Some that I was really close for and I just couldn't go because I was still working the physio job last year. And maybe some this year that I should have got again, but on the casting day it just didn't happen for me. So, it is what it is. There was also a lot of castings that I missed last year because of my full-time physio job. And sod's law is that now that I'm available most of the time for these jobs, I'm now not getting sent as many castings, which is just, sod's law, but it is what it is. I know this is like a slow game. So the modelling hasn't been going that well. It's been okay. It's just I've not been sent to that many castings. I've not been given that many opportunities. I think I've been to 5 castings so far this year. And that's not very many considering it takes like 10 to book your first job-ish. That's like an average. So yeah, that's not been going as well as I would like it to. It hasn't taken off like I thought it would. But ultimately, it was never like the goal to be a full-time model. Like I never had the pretty privilege growing up. At least I didn't feel like I had it. It's only been like a recent thing where like the modelling came along and I was like, okay, like I can actually get paid for the way that I look for existing. So yeah, that's the modelling side. Hopefully that'll pick up, but that's always going to be like a side gig, like a bit of extra money, and never something that I thought, oh, I could actually be a supermodel, because one, I started late. I started at 27, and if you want a chance of being a supermodel, you kind of have to start a lot earlier in your like late teens, early 20s, like as a man. So my goal is still to become an established international male model if I can. I know I'm capable of it, but it's like if the opportunities come in, and then a little bit of luck as well as networking, which I'm doing, because I'm doing everything in terms of getting test shoots done, doing my portfolio, networking. I think I already said networking. I'm a bit tired. It's the afternoon when I'm recording this video, and I'm doing everything else right, apart from I don't have as many connections as some more prominent figures in the industry. Like if you're a Nepo baby, if you have a famous mother in the modelling industry, you're going to have way more connections, right? That's just a fact. Some people are luckier when they sign with an agency, they get booked straight away for big jobs. Other people, like me, it can take months to get those opportunities, right? So anyway, that's just the modeling. The YouTube content creation stuff, I've been working really hard. I'm so grateful for everyone who supported me on my main channel, my fitness channel, and everyone who supported me on this channel as well. I am now on 5.7k subscribers. Again, I thought I would be close to 10k, but my growth has always been really slow on the YouTube. I've not had that one video that's popped off because I know I've been putting out content consistently and I've made good content. It just needs that one video to pop off and give all the other videos the recognition that potentially they deserve. And that will happen eventually. At the moment, I'm just putting out the videos, not getting much from it, but at some point that video will pop off and I've been planting the seeds and all those seeds will grow into trees. It's a great analogy that my buddy Ali Abdaal used. I can't remember where, but that's always just in my head now when I'm making videos. And I'm just enjoying the process of that. So that's still making fitness, physio content. I've made a few courses now on how to lean bulk, how to diet down, how to get in really good shape, like build an aesthetic body. And that's all up on my Etsy store as well. So if you guys are interested, you can go check that out if you want to really get in shape. And the sales have been coming in a little bit for that, as well as the sales for my lower back pain course, ebook. I shouldn't say ebook, I should say course because it is more like a course. So I'm going to change it. I'm going to say for my courses, build an aesthetic body and how to bulk, how to diet down. That's all starting to pick up. I've just posted the lean bulking course up on Etsy, and that includes my how to diet down and how to build an aesthetic body, like the training program. So I'm really happy with that. I worked so hard and tirelessly on that, and I know that's going to be a slow burner, like an evergreen one. It's not going to be like loads of sales immediately. It's going to take some time. And I've also made some injury rehabilitation, like a knee patella dislocation and a low back pain ebook, which is also up. Another thing I've been working on is using my expertise to help people get into physio school. So one thing that I did a while back was I made an ebook on how to get through the interview process. And that sold really well back in 2020. I think I generated about £300-400 worth of sales with pretty poor promotion and marketing. So I've changed that into like a course, a proper course with speaking and interview advice, tips and things like that, how to actually apply. And so that will be up pretty soon on my main YouTube channel, like up on Etsy soon. And I'll make a video on that to sort of funnel views to that. I'm currently also making how to apply for your first job as a physio or physical therapist, because a lot of people have been asking me about interview questions. So I thought it'd be really cool to make a video on that, which I have done already. So I'll link that to like the video I'm making on how I became a physiotherapist. There's a whole bunch of logistics that I need to sort out, but the point is I'm going to make content on how I became a physio, give people loads of free advice, and then hopefully funnel down to the paid course product, which I think is brilliant, by the way, and that should generate sales. So how to get into physio school, how to get your first job, and then how to specialize as a physical therapist in a particular area, which is what I did. So I'm going to make a little interview prep pack booklet course thing on that as well. So basically, I'm going to create a course on how you can become a physical therapist from A to Z, from start to finish. And I think that will sell really well. I think I just need to create the views and that'll pick up and then that'll grow. Yeah, and I should be able to sell that. So nothing's really happened. I've been working hard, putting in the time. Nothing's happened really with the content creation on YouTube. TikTok start to grow on 550 followers now, 560 followers, and Chinese Instagram on 6.5k followers. So I will continue to do those as a secondary thing. I've also been doing my weekly newsletter, my Substack, which also hasn't really been doing much. I think I'm still on 21 subscribers, but if you guys are interested in like fitness content, how my life's getting on, I make weekly newsletters, so you could go check that out. I promise you, I'm not selling you stuff like some people sell. Every week they put something that they're selling on Substack. I don't do that. I tend to just tell stories, and maybe once a year or every few months I might decide to promote a product, but that's been consistent as well. So yeah, those two things, the modeling and content creation thing, have been really slow. I've not seen much results. I've not seen many results at all. I've just been really consistent. And I feel like I'm in this lonely chapter. I'm in this tunnel at the moment, and it's pitch black, and I can't see the light anywhere. I know I'm heading in the right direction. Maybe there's like a really faint light in the distance, or there's some simmer of daylight. I know I'm in the right direction. I'm going ahead. And the sign's saying, keep going, keep going. But there's no guarantee that I will get there. Like, that's the thing about entrepreneurship. There's no guarantee that you'll be successful. I think that's the hardest thing, is going through this period of difficulty and suffering and hardship and not knowing if you're even going to be successful, even if you have worked hard and even if you feel like you deserve it. But I think that's the risk that you take for a life of greatness and to actually make something of your life, as opposed to working in a stable 9 to 5 and just stagnating, which is what I felt like I was doing. So yeah, there's no guarantee I'll get there, but I know there is a light at the end of the tunnel at some point, but I don't know if I'm going to get there. There's no guarantee I'm going to get there. I believe that I can get there. I just need to keep going. So those are the things that have not been really taken off, but I'm just putting the time and the effort in, and maybe you guys can relate to working so hard at something and just not seeing the fruits of your labor for such a long time. Something that has been going well is the clothing business I've been running with my girlfriend on eBay and Vinted. We've been selling silk pajama bottoms, clothing, silk tops, basically pure Chinese silk clothing, some vintage shirts, coats, jackets, things like that, and some jewelry. And that has been doing really well. We have made 1.2 grand, maybe 1.3 grand now. I need to check the sheet. And what we've done is we paid off a holiday to Brighton, which I went a few weeks ago. And we have halfway paid for our trip to Amsterdam in May for my birthday. So the way that we've been doing it is we've been taking our profits, dividing into two. So we have expenses. That is 50% of where the profits have gone. Or I shouldn't say profits. That's 50% of where the gross revenue has gone is the expenses. Right. I shouldn't say, not expenses, sorry. They've gone into the reinvesting back into the business. And the other half goes into the Amsterdam. So yeah, that's about £800, £900 now that we've made after Brighton, and then about 400, 450 that we put in each. So that's going really well. So I just wanted to update you guys. That's what's been going on in my life. Things have not necessarily been like easy, and sometimes I do have moments where I question, what am I actually doing? And I haven't seen many results. That's like the most frustrating thing, is that I'm working my arse off and I just haven't seen like loads of great results yet in the modeling and then the entrepreneurship content creation side. But in the selling clothes stuff, that's been going really well. So it's like, keep doing that. And it's really important to not just have one thing that you do. That's one thing that I really hate about the education system in the UK, even in the US probably as well, but they just don't teach you how to have multiple streams of income. They don't teach you about investing. They don't teach you about how to manage your money. They don't teach you about what's actually useful to learn. They just teach you what's on the syllabus, how to get into uni, how to work a 9 to 5 and be a good little rodent and run in the wheel and be a cog in the wheel. So yeah, that's one thing that I wish I would have been taught earlier, is having multiple streams of income, how to run a business by people who actually run businesses. But it's never too late. And at 27, 28, I decided that I wanted to escape the matrix. And here's how it's going. And it's not going to be easy, because the powers that be probably don't want me to escape. And I just want to keep fighting, because I want to have a good quality of life with my future wife, living in our dream home in West Hampstead and Brighton. And the only way I'm going to get there is by running a business and throwing a Hail Mary, basically. Because working a 9 to 5 will just never be sufficient. And if you don't agree with that, that's fair enough. But from what I've experienced, working 5 years in the NHS, not 5 years in the NHS, but 5 years in a 9 to 5, working as a physio, just never be able to afford a house. So yeah, thanks society, thanks government, but I refuse to be a victim. So catch you guys in the next one.